Hi, Joseph. I love what you do. I mean, you always talk about investing, no matter how small amount of money is. But myself, I earn 25,000. What exactly can I do so that I invest this money and be able to sustain my life and grow myself to the next level? Now, that's a kind of a question that I always receive from clients. And let me tell you one secret. By the way, did you know that over 75% or close to 75% of Kenyans, 75% of Kenyans, they usually earn a salary of in between 15,000 to 45,000? Or let's say 60,000, around there. Let's say like 60,000. This is where over 65% of Kenyans, 75% of Kenyans usually make this money. So if you're in between these, you kind of fall under the larger group of Kenyans, the amount of money that they earn per month. Now, the question is, how now do you get yourself into a point of investing this cash and you progress to the next level? Now, in between that, we're talking about a salary of 25,000 at the end of the month. All right. Now, the question is, now, how do you manage this salary and how do you invest it? Because the point starts with management to the investment. See, the problem that people do when they contact me is that they want us to avoid the part of the management and we go directly to the part of investment. Let me tell you one secret. There is no way you can be able to invest and you do not know how to manage. If today you have a problem with handling 1,000 bob, this is the truth and this is the reality. Then even if you're given or you're subjected to 100,000, you're still gonna have a magnified problem. Money doesn't change anybody, okay? Money only magnifies who you are and that character that you have. Let me just give you a very simple example. Have you ever met somebody who gets paid at the end of the month or rather at the end of the day or the week? People changes, their character changes, how they perceive things. For example, I was working in this construction industry and I realized these fundis or technical guys who used to do the masonry and what have you, these guys, they are so humble in between Monday and Saturday and Friday, let's talk. But on Saturday, in between from Monday and Friday, these guys can have actually a meaningful conversation. Hey, guess what? We're going to make a group. We're going to do this. We're going to invest on this. They are brilliant. But the moment they get the money, the character changes. The guys blows out of their content, in a out of character or something of sort. You know why? Because money changes people. You're supposed to be cool, calm, and collected. Now, how do you invest 25,000? First of all, this is not a small amount of money. It's a good amount of money. Now, what do you do for you to progress to the next level? The very first thing is that one thing, understand your numbers. Number one, understand your numbers. Okay? If you understand your numbers, it means numbers are actually divided into two. They are divided into two. On this side, we have the numbers that we call them the income, the amount of money that is coming in your house. Okay, that is the one section of the numbers. The other section of the numbers is what we call the expenses. Okay, understand your numbers. And guess what? You'll be shocked if I tell you, like, everyone does not have any problem with understanding how much they're earning as an income. Everyone. By the way, I've never come across a client who calls me and tell me, hey, Joseph, I have a problem. I don't understand how much I usually earn or something. Unless maybe you're operating a business that you hardly never even get what we call the bookkeeping for you to know how much you're earning. So it's good to understand your numbers. Which numbers? The income numbers and also the expenses numbers. So if you understand that, how much is coming in and how much is going out. So how much is our income here with our regards to this video is 25,000. Okay, that is what we are getting at the end of the month. Okay, now that is our income of this category. That is our income, 25,000. Okay, now how much is our expenses? Our expenses here, there are some expenses, we call them the recurrent expenditures. Expenses here, for example, rent. Okay, we have expenses like food. You see, you can't negotiate with those. Okay, expenses like let's say things to do with the utilities. Those are the things you can't negotiate with. Other one is transport. Okay, transport. And another one is about like a black tax. If you're paying any black tax, means like you supporting your siblings, your family members, and what have you. The other one is if you have a debt or something of sort. Okay, and the other one can actually be school fees if you're having kids up there. Maybe let's say you're married and you're doing the thing, so you have the kids, then you have to be responsible. Now those are the numbers that you have to understand. Remember one thing: this side the money gets in, but this one the money comes out. Now you ask yourself, I'm earning 25,000. These are the responsibilities that I have. If I was to channel all the money that I have here, how much do I remain with? Now what you do is that the difference between these, the difference between these two is actually what we usually manage to set aside for the purposes of what? Saving, and not just saving. Why do we save? We save for three reasons. We save for the purposes of doing what? For the emergency fund. Okay, number B, we usually save for the purposes of doing what? Investing in future. And C, we usually save for the purposes of doing what we call a huge purchase. That's for sure. Let's say you are aiming at buying a motorbike. Let's say you're aiming at buying a car. We save for these three reasons. So if you don't save for these three reasons, then you're not even supposed to save because your reason doesn't fall in any category. Now, the point is this. The difference between your income and the expenses, that's what we save. And we save, our savings fall under these three reasons. Now, today we are not talking about the huge purchase. Today we are not talking about emergency. Today we are talking about investment. Now, you ask yourself, now, what is your difference? Because my difference differs from the other person's difference. My difference can be 2,000, okay? My difference can be 2,000. Your difference can be, let's say, 4,000. Someone's difference can be 10,000. Now, you ask yourself, based on the difference that you have, again, what is your difference? Again, and you ask yourself, if my difference is 2,000, then what is my target? Okay, you ask yourself, what is my target? Let's say you want to talk about, in 3 years' time, I would like to buy myself a piece of land. In 2 years' time, I would like to have a capacity or capital that is enough for me to start a hardware business or maybe a butchery business or something also out there. So the question is, what is your difference? And again, what is my target? So if you have your difference and you have your target, now you have two things. Okay, now you ask yourself, okay, fine, this is my target. 300,000. Okay, my difference of what I can manage to save at the end of the month is 3,000. Now, how long will it require me to actually be putting this 3,000 for me to acquire this, this 300,000? Now, wow. So that means I need like 30 or 300 months or something of sort. That's how you ask yourself, I need like 300 months. Now, the question is this. Now, what we call, you've calculated the what? The cost. And then what do you do after calculating the cost? You do what? You pay the price, okay? You pay the price. You've realized that you need like 3 years for you to save that amount of money to reach that target. Now, what do you do? If you were to save continuously, that amount of money to take you 3 years. But how can you cheat the process? A little bit cheat the process. Now, what do? You take that money, instead of putting in a bank whereby it's fixed, adding you nothing, you take that money, channel towards, say, a circle, say like a money market fund, say something like, like you can put that money towards something like shares or something of sort. Because at the end of the day, you can be able, let's say maybe you're aiming at getting a loan so that at least you can hurry the process of you getting that 300,000 so that you can invest your money. So that is exactly how you do the thing and actually be able to achieve that thing that you've been aiming out there. It's as simple as that. Well, did I promise like simple, you don't need any effort? No, it is not. It is not simple. It requires dedication, sacrifice, and being some sort of mean and frugal minimalist to your life. That is exactly how it goes. Now, the point is this. Now, ask yourself, how much are you paying for your rent? See, now, this is a typical example that people usually give me. Hey, you know what, Joseph, that 25,000 I'm earning at the end of the month, actually, it's not even enough. You know why? The problem is not the man. The problem is you. You're having too many things on top of you. Hey, I have kids. The point is you kujipanga. It's not need of us solving the problem superficially. You kujipanga. Let's be sincere. All right? Now, hey, Joseph, my 25,000 is not even enough. Sometimes I'm forced to copy and do all those things. Come on. Decrease or live below your means. Some of the things you have here, you need to shake off them off. Sometimes I got a call from a client and he told me, hey, guess what? I do have a freezer, I have a fridge, I have what we call this set-top box and what have you. I have Wi-Fi in my house. And by the time we sat down and have a conversation over that, I realized that amount of money at the time of the amount of electricity that is being consumed in that house, you'll be shocked. It's way above. Why? Because you want to be perceived as if you're wealthy, you want to be perceived as if you're rich and all those kind of things. And you do not know, in that process, that's where you're actually messing up the things. So the point is this, understand yourself. When you're earning yourself 25,000, see, like a house rent, how much should we pay like a maximum amount of money for the house rent? I always say it should not exceed 30%. Now, how much is 30% of this? It's 7,500, honestly speaking. Fine. Why would you leave that amount of money for the houses? You can actually be able to live below that amount of money. And I know you're about to tell me, hey, how about the securities? How about all those kind of things? You see, there are things called sacrifice. There's no way you can have comfort and have sacrifice at the same time. You cannot place them at the same time. You have to understand which one do you want to sacrifice. Okay? If you want to sacrifice the comfort, all right, then you have to save more money. If you don't want to save more money, then you have to start. You get what I'm saying? You have to weigh out yourself and ask yourself, you know what? I will go ahead and sacrifice myself living in this house and be able to salvage that amount of money, and I'll be channeling that cash towards something else. That is option A, of actually living below your means. The other means is actually you going out there and making more than you do. You can look for a side hustle that can complement this and be able to do something. Let's say you are a teacher. You're just maybe graduated, or you're not yet employed by the government, because I understand if you're a teacher, maybe I think the starting salary should be around 40,000 or that 5,000. Depends on which category you are. Let's say you are a BOM teacher, and then you ask yourself, now, what can I do? You have yourself a smartphone. You have yourself an internet. You can be making videos about children. Tell us about children. Hey, guess what? I'm good at mathematics. I teach mathematics. And don't even actually tell us about mathematics. Let's just be finding you here live making some videos on mathematics and what have you. First of all, amass some value on top of you. And then after some time, tell them, hey, you know what? You can subscribe to my package because I offer this and this and this. Now you'll be making what? An extra income out of that. This era of 2023, money is in the internet. I am telling you the truth. And the earlier you realize it, the better. And how much you delay out there, you're going to get yourself into lots of problems as far as the progression is concerned. Now, what's the point? What's my point? Now, how do we invest the 25,000? That is the procedure. I know you are waiting for, what do you call, we usually call them mechanical answers like, hey, do this, take 3,000, put it out there, take 5,000, put it out there, and all those mechanicals. As if you do not have the foundational knowledge or how you can be able to handle this, you're going to get yourself a problem, because someone is watching this video and they don't earn this 25,000. Someone is earning 50, 100, 200, 300, a million. Someone is earning actually less than this. But if you have this foundational knowledge that I've given you here, you can be able to invest any given amount of money out there. That has never changed, and I'm not expecting it to change. That is the procedural way of actually growing yourself out there. But never forget this. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody employs you to be rich. It's you to think around this 25,000 and how you can be able to make something out of this. Okay? That is how we progress, and that's how we make a difference in our lives. Guess what? That marks the end of my video, but not the end of me posting a video each and every day. I do so, okay? Posting videos like this one about making money, be it either online, conventionally, and all those kind of things. So if that's a cup of your coffee, and I bet it should be, I mean, seriously, if you don't love money, just raise up your hands. Everyone does so, okay? Now, the point is this. If you don't want to miss any of good of my videos, what do? Down below there, click that subscription button. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything, only for 1 second. And turn that notification bell, like this video. And don't forget to comment down below. Tell me what you think about this video, and exactly how or what procedure do you usually use for you to save your money out there. All right? And don't forget, you can as well grab my number from the description of this specific video. We can have a conversation and we can progress to the next level. For now, it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one.